Hello, everybody. This is Ty from Ty Hot Takes coming at you with a gaming news story today. So this one comes from our friend Pirate Nation on Twitter. Check his account out. Link is in description. And he posted, Nintendo just patented summoning. This will affect not only Palworld, but many games like From Software's Souls on other platforms. I think Pirate Nation meant to say like From Software's Elden Ring on other platforms, since in Elden Ring you could summon a creature to help you in battle or whatever. But let's continue. So here's a related article that I found from Games Radar that says, as the Palworld lawsuit rumbles on, Nintendo claims two new patents that change the way non-Pokemon creature collectors work for good. And here is our pal here. He's a cheery dude with a gun. So if you don't know, Palworld is this game that's super popular on Steam. It's still got an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam, and it is basically Pokemon with guns. There are legally distinct creature designs that aren't exactly Pokemon, so maybe it's unfair to just sum it up as Pokemon but with guns, but that is the meme, and that's how I tend to think about this game. So about a year ago, the Nintendo-owned Pokemon company filed a lawsuit against Palworld developer Pocket Pair for patent infringement. And since then, things have only become more complicated as the multinational firm continues to bag new patents. Nintendo obtained yet another just last week, it seems, as reported by GamesFray, and one yesterday, so that's two patents. Ha ha ha. The new US patents include one related to a smooth switching of riding objects mechanism. I'm not quite sure what that means. I think that means being able to ride like a Pokemon like creature and then switch to the other one. This patent's not as important as the upcoming one, so buckle up. Here's the next one. This would be a patent covering the summoning of a character and using it in combat against others. That is pretty much the core of every genre entry, from Pokemon itself to newer games like Palworld, Moonstone Island, and smash hit indie gem Cassette Beasts. You collect creatures and then, use them in battle. Here's how the patent, which the United States Patent and Trademark Office granted Nintendo as patent number 12,403,397, outlines what it covers. If a situation includes these two things, a character that can move within a virtual field, a summonable sub-character, for example, a Pokemon or PAL, or an enemy character that's present within the area that the so-called sub-character is summoned into a fight, that scenario could now effectively be Nintendo exclusive. The patent apparently applies even if there is no enemy character to battle immediately, further complicating the patent. It's difficult to follow, but it basically boils down to Nintendo now owning the gimmick of creature summoning in combat. So we have some more information from GamesFray regarding this patent number 12,403,039, the summoning patent. And here is an illustration of what the patent looks like. So we have a trainer over here, and we have two little distinct sort of Pokemon like creatures battling it out, and then we have the trainer that gives a command of what his creature is about to do to the other one. And here's a little victory message saying that this creature won against the other one and this trainer is happy. This is taken from an opinion piece by Jennifer Young on Windows Central, and she asks the question, will Nintendo actually use this against Palworld? The obvious question is, will Nintendo actually sue other developers in the United States using this patent, including Palworld? Well, we really don't know. In Japan, where there is an ongoing case, Pocket Pair is already making a strong defense against many of the patents with examples of prior art. But even if Nintendo never goes that far, the threat alone is damaging. Just the existence of this patent could discourage smaller studios from experimenting with summon-style mechanics out of fear of being dragged into court. Big companies like Nintendo can afford endless rounds of litigation. Indies can't. So in conclusion, it seems like things will continue to be messy for Pocket Pair in the future, and I can't say I'm too thrilled about it, considering I don't think Nintendo should be able to own the concept of having two creatures duke it out for whatever purpose, In fact, Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are not the first to delve into creature battling games. This article from Games Rant provides a list of best monster collecting games older than Pokemon. Let's see, we've got Robotrek from 1994, Dragon Quest V from 1992, and Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei from 1987. So that one goes way back. You haven't played that one, but it definitely goes to show that the Pokemon Company and Game Freak were not the first ones to take a bat at this creature summoning idea in the gaming industry. For added context, Pokemon Red and Green came out in Japan in February 27th, 1996. And all the games that I just mentioned in the list here, including Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei, are all older than Pokemon Red and Green. Check this out. This is my copy of Pokemon Red. I know in this collector economy, this is something of a flex, but this just happens to be the cartridge that I grew up with. I was probably about 8 years old when I got this, and I started playing it on a Game Boy Color back in the day. And yeah, I'm 31 now, and I still have my original first ever Pokemon game right here. So I'm not coming at this story as a hater of all things Nintendo and all things Pokemon, but I definitely am concerned about the legal implications of this patent about summoning creatures. So what do you think, guys? Do you think Pocket Pair is cooked? Or do you think Nintendo is going to start applying this patent to other developers and publishers as well? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. Alright, that's it for me, guys. This has been Ty from Ty Hot Takes. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the subscribe, and I'll see y'all the fuck later. Have a good one.